I don't think I'll ever look at those collection of letters and think it shouldn't be pronounced Huijsen. Had to be some confusion with a mix of Norwegian and Spanish nationalities being two of the more random ones, but Dean Huijsen, as he's known, is one of the most sought-after centre-backs in Europe. Bournemouth have an absolute gem here, signed from Juventus in the summer, and although it seems like he's certain to leave, he's been absolutely spectacular for Bournemouth. And in my ever-so-humble opinion, this is a player that is heading for the top of football. And when you hear the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal and Real Madrid of all teams after you, I mean, it's not bad, is it? 20 years old, I mean, he plays with such composure and quality. You sometimes forget that. He needs to roll his socks up a bit, though. I mean, it's one of the utter woke nonsense things in football. If you're a centre-back and you have socks down to your ankles, it does my nutting. Now, with the chaotic nature of Bournemouth's style, he ends up defending one-on-one a lot. You end up isolated within that system because of how intense their attacking play is, so the level of defensive quality you need to offer in transition is huge. Your decision-making gets tested to an elite level, and his is phenomenal. His timing of his challenges, of when to engage with players is top draw, his body positioning is elite, side-on, well hunched, and his spring into challenges is snappy, quicker than a fart, and he has this lovely move of retreating when a player is running towards them, and without warning, just quickly going in and winning the ball off the player, and they can't react in time, and then the transition is effectively over. Obviously, there's consequence to these actions for Bournemouth, as there's mountain of space in behind that could be exploited if he loses these battles, but he takes responsibility and he asserts control. Also engages with a player physically, especially if they're playing with their back to him. He's weirdly quite gangly, tall and very athletic build with long, streaky legs. Calm down, Zedders. He's only 20, still basically a kid. But it helps in winning his duels against strikers, as he just reaches areas to win the ball and knock it away from danger. It must be so annoying to play against. His one-on-one defensive qualities don't just extend to his ability to engage and win the ball back, but in the way he deals with the ball going behind him as well, which to have a player that can deal with it in front and in behind him is quite rare. So let's say if he can't win the ball initially when he goes to engage or he goes to make the movement towards a player and they lay it off and then look to run in behind him, he has extreme athletic capabilities to recover that and match their stride and prevent the through ball with those long legs. Getting weird now. He could also use this quality to cover the wide areas if the left back gets pulled out of position. The speed and size make him a nightmare to beat. Also could account for why you see him in the left-sided centre-back position for Bournemouth, despite being right-footed. As with Kirkes being an attacking left-back, you need someone to cover the space in behind, and he offers that protection well. Can also deal with the top centre-forwards too, as his distance between himself and the player is always on point. Keeps himself well within range to prevent the pass into him so he can get close to engage, but also in a position where he can quickly cover him behind should someone make a movement from midfield to capitalise on that. Also, if the ball is deep within the Bournemouth half and they're on the edge of their own box or in the box, he always tends to drop a little bit deeper than his defensive line, which has its risks, but it gives him a view of the pitch. If the ball is being directed down his side, and then he can react and cover the wide area if his fullback is beaten. If the ball is on the far side, and then it gives him a better view of the pitch to react to the player if they find it in behind that line, and uses athletic capabilities to challenge or to read any passes, either in behind or in front of him, and use those same qualities again to intercept those passes or crosses, which he reads fantastically. He always times his movements excellently. So all in all, fantastic defensive attributes. But as is the case with modern football, especially for a top team, you need on-the-ball quality. And does he have that? Yes, Daddy. Okay, stop. Now, I do believe he has short passing, ball retention qualities with his touch and his technical ability when passing the ball. But Bournemouth are a direct team. They go long more often than bigger teams generally do, but his quality to go long to a target man striker or to the wide areas is top-notch. As I said before, right-footed, but plays on the left side for Bournemouth, which is maybe why there are Liverpool links, as he's got a very Van Dijk quality about him, and is probably the closest player I've seen to him in terms of players coming through at the minute. Brilliant passes to wide areas, whether that be with on-rushing fullbacks or the winger maintaining width on the far side. Also forces the pass as well in terms of going direct to the space in behind for them to run onto to create quality direct attacking chances. Shows quality with his short to mid passing, but as I said, it's not something Bournemouth do that often. Also really good at driving with the ball from deep into any space that gets created higher up the field, which in a world where opposition teams man mark and man-to-man press all over the gaff, this is a quality that is becoming more and more needed in the game. And he has freedom at Bournemouth to carry the ball if there is no pass on, and also picks his pass as well when he reaches a point to where a member of the opposition have ended up committing a player towards him, leaving someone else free, and he can find that pass either to feet or in behind. As I said before, there's plenty of clubs after him. Where do I think he should go? It's a little bit boring, but when Real Madrid come after you, I don't think you can say no. Plus, there is also room to break in at the minute because centre-back is arguably their weakest area. Liverpool have Van Dijk and Konate, I mean, he could maybe displace Canate on the right-hand side and then transition over to the left when Van Dijk eventually leaves. But there's little guarantee he starts right now, and Arsenal have Gabriel and Saliba. And I'd hate to see Huijsen move to fullback to fit Arteta's system. Not a bad option to be left with, though, in Real Madrid, let's be honest. But let me know what you guys think in a bit, lads.